Good morning and welcome everybody on YouTube. How are you today? I am doing fantastic. This is TaraLee Live and I am here with my co-host Drake. We are here to, oh my gosh, do some dabs with you all. I went to the dispensary and oh my gosh, I've got some rosin, I've got some bubble hash, I've got some amazing stuff to smoke with you all today. Drake, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. And yes, I've got quite the little gauntlet to go through with you as well. Get you to throw a comment out in chat so we can start conversing with everyone. Silly YouTube making us comment before anyone else can. Yes. And for anyone just jumping on, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to get onto live chat over top chat. And we're excited to puff down with you. We're going to do a little bit of some garden updates. I got a few pictures of what we've been doing and some of the plants coming along. And then we're just going to have a nice healthy sesh with you. Tara's got this awesome lineup of seven different cultivars, I believe, that she picked up recently. And I myself have a little plethora of selection here. So we're going to go through and puff tough with you this episode and talk a little bit about our plants.
Awesome. Thanks, Drake. Thanks for letting everybody know I'm getting chat popped out. Pop out chat, getting live chat up. Welcome, welcome. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. If you are tuning in for the first time, I want to talk to you for a little bit. Drake and I are medical patients, cannabis users, in case you didn't know who we are.
Not cannibals.
Cannibals. No, not cannibals. Cannabis users. And we use it for different reasons. And so we're here to share a little bit of information with you about that and share a little bit of personal information. If you have any questions that you would like to ask us, if there's something that you don't know about cannabis that you think that we maybe might know for you or could maybe answer that question for you, please reach out to us and let us know. Also, please subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more YouTube videos coming up. We have amazing guests coming up in the future. We have Swami coming on next week, which I'm super excited to be having. He's one of the judges for the Emerald Cup right now. They actually are starting judging today, I think, in fact. So we're going to get to hear about some of that stuff going on. And it is time for a dab, is it not, Drake? You are right. It is time for a dab. Let's say hello to everybody in chat out there. See who do we have in chat, and what are you smoking on today? Let's hear it from you all. I am gonna pull out the 7 grams here, and we're gonna go through what I have to smoke with y'all. I'm actually, instead of that, let's just grab one out of the bag. I'm gonna put them back in the bag. Better bag. I'm just gonna put them back in the bag. And I'm just going to grab one out. Whatever one I grab, that's what I'm going to smoke, okay? Here we go. What do we got? Crinkly. Oh, is that really freaking loud? I didn't even think about that. Okay, so I grabbed the Kimbo Kush. There you go. This is the box looks like. This is from Constellations here in Washington State.
And what is the Kimbo Kush?
And the Kimbo Kush, let's see if that's going to come in and video for you here in a minute. Let me...
I bet it's some kind of bubble or bubble hash.
Yeah, it is bubble hash rosin.
There we go. Solventless hash oil.
There you go. Solventless. There you go.
Lovely.
And let's pull that open. What's everybody else with it? Somebody's smoking on. Oh, Kathy's got that granola funk. That's my favorite. One of my favorites. Well, one of my favorites. Yes, yes, yes. Storm Shadow African. Drake's got some Bubba Breath. That looks amazing. Oh my gosh, this smells really good, y'all. There you go. That is beautiful.
Ooh, the Kimbo Kush. It better hit hard, just like Kimbo.
All right, y'all, let's warm this up. And I got a new banger. I really like this banger. It's a round bottom one, and I'm really liking it. You can see it's a little dirty on the side. Didn't get totally clean, but if you guys haven't tried the round bottom banger, I would suggest maybe trying it. Ordering it up and trying it.
Yeah, I really enjoy them as well. They just work great with how they I want to say recycle, but encourage the oil to keep going up the walls and back down to the middle. And then if you heat specifically and heat the walls more than the bottom, it's going to constantly keep forcing it down. And just the way it works, I find you really get a good dab out of it. This banger I'm not so happy with. It works, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get a little dab.
We used to have an Evan
out.
Shore, and we switched from this Evan Shore over to this banger, and it's just not quite the same. The Evan Shores hit really nicely, especially when you have a good fitting carb cap, which makes a difference, people. If you haven't tried a proper fitting carb cap, it changes the dabs up, it changes the temperatures you can take it at. You can go way lower. Who out there has seen the blue diamonds or the purple solventless diamonds that's been going around? Anyone seen that yet?
Yeah, don't those look cool?
Look cool, yep. How do they smoke? Questionably, I'm sure. But they look pretty cool.
They look cool. Okay, that was a beautiful flavor. And I'm going to tell you all that I didn't cough much because it's been cured. That is cured bubble. That was beautiful, beautiful flavor. Oh my gosh, it has a sweet with tangy flavor at the end. It's kind of hard to describe.
Okay, yeah.
But it's amazing. Amazing. And so there, it was a little bit hard to get out. It's a little shattery. So I make sure you hold your hand over it. When you go to get anything out of the jar, when it's shattery, that's just a little advice. So you don't have to waste your dabs across the room.
Good tip in the cold. Yeah. And like, especially for any of you skiers, for anyone out there that's in the winter, if you're up there in the parking lot trying to get your dabs in, always give the tool just a little bit of a heat. You may degrade a bit of the product when it first touches and sizzles off, but then you'll actually have your dabs stick to your tool as opposed to shooting left, right, and center across your car, your goggles, and anywhere but your banger.
Exactly. And just another little pro tip that I've been playing around with is I actually take a Q-tip, a glob mop, and I actually wrap an extra little piece of paper towel on the end. And I use that a little bit over and over again. And I'll just put a new paper towel in there. So I don't have to buy as many Q-tips these days. So that's something that I've been saving on too. So those are just little, and Drake likes the old paper towel tech. So these are just little techniques. Yeah, these are just little techniques that we like to share with people that are new. We have a lot of people that are new to dabbing. There's a lot of people that have never dabbed before.
And like this banger isn't pristine, but just the way I'm doing the tech, and I go low temp dabs and everything, it's still kept in pretty darn nice shape for most people who even roll with heady glass. This is a heady banger. It's more expensive than they should be. Depending on that's very subjective. They're art pieces in a sense, and then lots of these are functional art pieces. So lots of them should definitely be valued where they're at, and a lot more. But for the average bird, you can get by just fine with certain bangers, say from wherever, certain even China bangers. Just get a nice thick banger. You want it to be able to retain heat, and then as Tara showed, that nice rounded bottom one seemed to work really well, and a carb cap, very crucial. Very crucial. They make the difference. But yeah, the paper towel tech works great.
This carb cap actually came with the banger. I actually ordered on Amazon. It wasn't very expensive. I want to say like $15 for the carb cap and the banger. I've been very, very happy with it. I've had it for a week now, and I'm super happy with it. So I will be ordering more. That's something I just want to share with y'all.
I recognize that set. I had that exact same set years ago. It was my work setup, but even the same color on the little nipple there with that. And I believe I ordered mine from DH-Gate. This was like years ago when I had first found out about it. Lots of the glass there had been great quality. I mean, obviously it's production run, there's lots of it. So there's little imperfections and it's not amazing, but it's solid quality for the price. I avoid any colors from the cheaper glass because you never know, right? You never know with some of the questionable practices. And I'm not a glass blower myself. I don't understand the nitty gritty, so I stay with clear when I'm getting cheap glass. Aside from there, obviously the little tip of the carb cap is colored, but that's not going to be there's no heat there. You're just holding it. It's just the handle. But anyways, it was about $12 to $15 Canadian ordered through DH-Gate. So same thing. These are very, very affordable. If price point is stopping you from dabbing, you can get a rig for a very fair price. And most likely with this day and age, you'll be able to find some concentrates for a pretty good price. But who knows? Same thing. If you just can find some good flour works.
Exactly. I'm already ready for another dab. I don't know if you are, but I have another one I want to go in on. So I'm going to grab another one out of here. What are we going in on? Love the banger with a nice rounded bottom. Exactly, Raymond. It's awesome. I'm super happy with it. How's Bingo doing today? What's up, Bingo Swingo? I pulled out another Kimbo 33. I'm super excited to try this one. This is Kimbo number 33. Let's see. It's gonna. It'll do it here in just a minute. Maybe.
Come on. Show us the money.
Show me the money. There we go. There's the money shot. Maybe. If you can read.
Kimbo 33. I wonder if that was Fino 33 of the Kimbo.
So this one is also bubble hash, and it's changed. You can see the color has changed. It's oxidized in the package a little bit. See that light color in the center? That's what it all used to be.
I grabbed some Thin Mint cookies. This is the next one I'll jump on to.
And I think we just lost Drake. That darn internet in Canada. Drake! Come back. There you are. I lost you. Where'd you go?
Another polar bear was fucking jiggling with the telephone pole. So
you were saying about what you were dabbing on. I think you were showing. That's where I lost
Thin Mint cookies. Thin Mint cookies. If you didn't see, here we are. It doesn't happen to be solventless, but it's still very
beautiful. All right.
Get the coffee and let's go in.
Let's do it. And also, I've been microdosing a lot lately. That's something that I also want to share with a lot of people. I think there's amazing Paul Stamets thing that just came out the other day. There's about 25 minutes of that speech that he talked at the beginning of that, and it was an amazing talk. I really would recommend y'all be following Paul Stamets and check into some mushrooms. I actually have some mushrooms in my coffee today. I have some medicinal mushrooms. Thanks, Kathy, from an awesome cup.
Cool cup.
Best cup in the world from Kathy. Love you, girlfriend. And so I'm going to heat this up and I'm going to get that Kimbo out. Going to hit the Kimbo. And then Drake's got some garden updates for y'all today.
Sure do. After this dab, the next one, we'll start getting into that. And it's nothing too fancy, but a few pictures of some plants. We can kind of reiterate just to some of the improvements and some of the struggles and turmoils we've had in the flower room coming along recently. And chop it up just a little bit. Dabs up. Cheers, everyone. Yes. Thin Mint cookies.
Somebody says, cheers to heavy dosing. Oh, yeah. Going in. I'm getting some weird feedback through my speakers right now. I don't know why.
I'm hearing that a little bit as well.
Are you hearing some weird feedback?
Well, hey, hi-ho, everyone just dab extra tough, puff, whatever you got. Ingest a little extra edible-wise if that's all you got. Well, we are figuring out what's making these lovely noises for us.
Okay, I'm just going to unhook that there. Hopefully. There.
Easy peasy.
I just unplugged it. I think maybe I've got some weird feedback on that mic going on. So sorry about that, y'all. In these lives, you just never know. Okay, how hot is my banger now? Okay, I might have missed the hot, but we'll go in anyways. So this is what the Kimbo 33 looks like. Beautiful color.
Looks juicy.
All right. 5 Gs. You've done 5 Gs in complete silence, huh?
That's cool. That's the general rule of thumb for the heroic dose. Now that's also very to each in your own. A good friend of mine always brings up the fact that he was watching this summit that was on psychedelics, and there was this panel of very well educated speakers, and they were all either university grade professors or people that had scientific backgrounds and so on and so forth, pretty reputable folks, and they started talking about their way of delving into psychedelics, and they kind of snickered a little bit at the 5-gram doses, considering those heroic. And what they would do is obviously setting is key, and having responsible people with you to make sure everything's going well is very important. But their version of a heroic dose is to start eating mushrooms in whichever area you're in that you're safe in, that you can be safe in for however long, and keep eating those mushrooms until you can no longer eat mushrooms anymore. And not just like, oh, I don't want to eat any mushrooms, like till you physically are unable to pick up a mushroom and put it into your mouth because you're too altered, you're too deep into the state. So it's like they really take it and raise it quite a few cards. And I listened to a similar seminar. I couldn't find the exact one, but it was a similar one with a I can't remember the professor's name. He passed away somewhat recently. He was a big activist in the psychedelic realm, and also doing very, very large doses. And yeah, it was really neat to see what they're saying. They would almost imply that the 5 grams in darkness is like sticking your toe into the water, is how some of us would say that, with like taking your first little puff off of a doobie or trying a little tincture, compared to like dabbing a full spec solventless product. It's it's like, oh, welcome to the future, right? So it was, I'm very passive and on the other side when it comes to any sort of psychedelics. As much as I love them, I really enjoy the 0.1 gram and less for the microdoses, 0.25 and a little more for like those, you go out, you hike, you adventure, you're feeling good, you're getting through your day. You're not impaired by any means, but you notice a little something and you feel great. I love that level. And then I'm a big fan of the 1 gram and up range for that threshold, where myself, I'm altered quite enough, happily enough. So I don't, I've never gone too crazy. I've made 8 in the past, but that younger age with less quality mushrooms. So I'm interested to keep experiencing and continue on. So I know Tara really enjoys the micro and like the 0.25 range as well, right, Tara?
Yep, I've been doing between 0.1 and 0.2. Any more than the 0.2 up in the 0.4 was like, got too much anxiety for me. So I had to back it off. And then I took like a 3-day break the other day. I don't know that I really noticed a big difference if I take a break. I just kind of realized that, hey, if I go along a day and I feel like I don't need them, I just don't take them. So it's just kind of like that. And then when I feel like maybe I might need a little boost in the afternoon, I'll go in for a double dose. So rather than taking my 0.2 or 0.4 that someone would take in the morning all at the same time, maybe I would take a 0.1 throughout the day 2 or 3 times. There's also that too, so people, I think, need to try lots of different things, and see what works for them.
And importantly, you're not just ingesting solely that mushroom. Generally, we're doing it with a plethora of the medicinal mushrooms, the chaga, reishi, cordyceps, so on and so forth. Lion's mane is a very important one I want to key on, because there are quite a few, I believe, studies I haven't seen personally, but there's definitely at least lots of talk for lion's mane when you're microdosing as well, and for the efficacy of it. And I believe it was Paul Stamets himself that was talking about that in that recent seminar. I don't recall that. I didn't see it, so I don't want to put words into his mouth. So it's 100% possible. I'm dreaming of that, but I'm pretty certain it was Paul himself that was saying that recently. So look into lion's mane with your microdosing or with your ingestion of mushrooms at any level.
And there's several different blends. There's several different ways to take it. Dragonfly has some medicinal mushrooms that they have. They have a CBD oil mushroom caps that you can take. That's not caps in there. I have weed in there, actually. Nice jars, though. I love the jars. My husband really likes those caps. He's taken those quite a bit. I'm going to order a capsule machine myself, and I'm going to start making some of myself. I want to try some other herbs as well. I've been trying some other herbs that I have hot flashes, severe hot flashes. And my friend mentioned that valerian root. I don't necessarily recommend this brand or anything. This is just valerian root that I've been taking. Something that I've tried for hot flashes. It seems to be working for me. I kind of been taking one in the morning, one at night. I don't know that it really makes me tired. Some people have said that it makes them tired. So this is just a little few things that I like to share with people. Not only do we like to talk about garden updates, but we also like to talk about how we're updating ourselves and becoming healthier as a human being, and you know, becoming healthy and make the planet healthier at the same time.
Going in on a mystery dab, and then I'll pull up a few pictures of what's been going on the
Mystery
back end
dab,
over here.
all
And then we can kind of talk
Cool.
about what's going on the forward end of kind of what we're thinking about, what we're doing, because we've both got all sorts of things going on. Myself and my homie on my end are just constantly plowing and moving forward and learning and doing our best to keep striving forward, because we've got a big garden on the go. Tara, you've got lots coming up this season I'm excited for, and we're kind of working together, and we're doing all these, you know, little things that keep it under locks now until we get them completed. But we'll as soon as we have that, we're gonna share what we're doing and help educate everyone else onto how to do the same thing and garden for yourself for essentially as cheap as possible, but also ensuring high quality and, you know, not screwing around. So we'll do our best. I can't guarantee that'll happen because, you know, we're only human, and at least for myself, I screw around every now and then accidentally. So but we'll do our best. I can assure that.
Exactly. I thought I saw a question in chat. Nope, maybe I didn't. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so behind me, garden update. I could talk about a little bit of garden update before my next dab, because I am actually ready to do another dab already. I am feeling like today is a heavy microdose day. I haven't microdosed with my caps. I also need to microdose with my caps. I was showing y'all a really good thing to have is all these scales that are very accurate, because when you're measuring in those small amounts, you want to have a very accurate scale. It also helps to put something heavier on there to weigh at the same time. These are just little hints that you should check out. Behind me is my Congo, the Congolese, the favorite free Roberts Creek hashtag Congo. It was gifted to me from Vision Creator out of Vancouver, BC, and Roberts Creek, actually, BC. And
Boom Shiva.
Boom Shiva to you, Vision. You're an awesome man that created this amazing strain cultivar, or didn't really create it, but found it, let's say, and handed it down to me. I was able to pass it on to Kevin Jodery, which then, because I passed on to Kevin Jodery, I was able to get it back because I lost mine to russet mites. So now I have this wonderful Congolese back behind me growing. This one, I did a stress training on it. I can't actually remember what you call it, but I wanted the bottom branches to get caught up with the top branches. So you pull off these leaves. You don't actually top it. So that's what I did on this one over here. This one over here, I have not done that yet. So it's a little bit bushier. There's also lots of bush down in here. I have not taken off yet. This plant over here, I have taken a lot of that off, cleaned that up. You can see a big difference here. I have them kind of in a Dutch bucket system. I have water in the bottom of here with lava rocks in it. And then I have a little bit of lava rocks in the bottom of the bucket with some soil on the top of that. And I have been using, right now I've been using the Dragonfly Earth Medicine tea to fertilize them. That's what I just used. That was gifted to me from them. That is
You're watering from the top?
I'm watering from the top. I have also sat it down and let it soak it up as well. So I've kind of played with a little bit of both. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that. So I'm just kind of playing with that.
Just for everyone out there, when you were saying it's got the water in the bottom as well. So that is it. Do you start by filling the bottom with water, then adding the soil, and then transplanting?
No, there's actually
just so everyone has a clear picture.
So there's actually some standing water in the bottom of the bucket. It could be kind of like a sips container, right? In a way.
Yep.
That's kind of what I got going on. I don't know if this is right or if I should be doing this. This is just something I'm doing. And I'm also starting the Jadam stuff. I've been working with the JMS. I'm going to be making some more with the potato stuff, with the leaf mold soil. We've got that going on. If you haven't figured out or know how to do that, we talked about that in our last episode. I went over that in great details. Drake's going to talk about it again. We have our books. Yes, got to have our books out. We are also going to be making some pesticide. It's actually natural pesticide, y'all. It's soap. It's actually soap. Soap is like a pesticide. We're going to be using that herbals. Yes, we're going to be using pesticides with soap. It also acts as a surfactant and a wetting agent for even when you just spray water on your plants, is what I'm learning. So this is all new things. I'm super excited to be doing that next week. Hopefully I'll have some more updates on that, because we're going to probably be making soap tomorrow, I think. Today we're making some more JMS when we get off this live. Trying to think.
Microbial solution.
Thank you for explaining those acronyms for me. I also have the babies that I started that are pretty big, actually, and they look beautiful. I'll grab one of those here in a minute. And those are the ones I started on New Year's. Those are the ones that will be, I think, maybe getting the first Jadam treatment. I don't know. We haven't really played with that a lot. And I'm looking over here because I have my grow over here now. So that's why my room's all different. It's a little different.
What's over there? What do you mean your grow? Tell us more.
My grow. I love my grow. My grow is amazing. And I went out. Oh, I know what I was going to tell y'all. I went to Harbor Freight, and Harbor Freight has these things, and they're dollies, moving dollies. Oh my gosh, these things are amazing. And I just put a little box underneath that one to hold it on there for now. And I reel these around, and they save my back. They save me so much work. And so they're like just over $11 at Harbor Freight right now. And I mean, like it down here where I live, I don't know if you guys get them that cheap where you're at. It just really saves me a lot. And those wheels on those, I think they were rated for like 500. So that was just something else I wanted to share.
Yeah, and you can use a couple of them for bins and stuff. They're multi-purpose. Yeah. They work really well. So for you can kind of make your own kind of rolling little beds on small scales.
Yeah, I should roll that other card in here. I can do that. Make a quick change here in a minute after Drake starts to talk. Drake's going to start talking about his grow and show you some pictures. He's got some amazing pictures. I'll let him finish up with this dab, and I'm going to get ready for another dab. Yeah, I'm going to say hello to everybody in chat and see who we have going on in chat. What is going on? I see Teo popped in. I've got some seeds from Teo, by the way. We got some seeds to give away from Teo coming out, too. We got Stu in the house. What's ever, Mr. Goo? Stu and Mr. Magoo. That kind of rhymes. So I think that's kind of funny. Red River, always hanging out with us. You're awesome. What's up? What's up? I see Diego. How are you? Thanks. Nice plants. I appreciate that. Yes, Vision does rock. He is awesome. What's everybody else dabbing on? Are y'all ready for another dab? I'm ready for another dab. I'm going to reach in my bag here. I'm going to grab this one on top. This one is Gorilla Glue number 4. This is by Pacific Northwest Roots, Kaya's Coffee. Kaya's Coffee. Kaya. There you go.
Kaya's Kaya?
There, Kaya. There you go. This one is bubble hash. This one is not hash rosin. This is straight up bubble hash, you guys. It's amazing. I'm going to be going in on that. And then I'm going to let Drake go ahead and talk about your garden, Drake. Turning it over to you. You're up, man.
Well, let's see if it wants me to show you. Hey, it went right to the picture. It didn't try to show you my background this time. It always wants you to see my display. So sometimes I got to give you what you want. So I just got a few pictures. There's nothing too crazy exciting going on, but this is in the veg area. I've got a couple of these plants that we popped on New Year's. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on, so I definitely let them get far too big when they were in their little solo cup equivalents, 3x3s. But they've been transplanted for maybe 2 weeks. Sorry, I'm on the brink of a cough as well if I sound strained. But they were transplanted
for about 2 weeks or so. Take a pause. Go ahead, take a dab.
It's a close one. Okay. It's like that tickle, but not quite enough. It's like,
do you need a drink? Take a drink of water. Take a drink of water.
I've been slurping. I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it only because you insist.
Yeah, it'll help. I don't want you to struggle.
Then we'll jump. Okay, then we'll jump right back into it. That's all right. So yeah, I actually can't recall. I think this is either a form cut cookies or a bubblegum breath from Sacred Gardens through Thug Pug. And I'm not sure about the form cut cookies because that was just through some fire product that was given to us that I believe was S1s as well, so intentional. I know the bubblegum breath was, I'm not positive on the form cuts. But anyways, they're looking relatively healthy. They got some, you know, happy leaves there. I think if I jump in, this is the one. Or yeah, they have a little mutant. It's joined together. So I thought that was kind of neat looking. So then if we continue and mosey on along, oh yeah, here's another one. This is a Tora Bora, and this was just a bag seed. And it seems to be thriving and pumping and happy. So hopefully she works out well, because that profile is right up my alley, and it's pretty unique. So it's kind of like this, you know, Tora almost puts you in the right mindset, and then you kind of, it's like reminiscent of like the Trop cookies that's going around with like all that citrus and grapefruit, but it's like hold the citrus and grapefruit, keep the kind of same base profile, and then add more of like I almost suggest them a mint eucalyptus style, but not, or more like a chemi sort of twang to it. It's just different. It's odd. And I'm, you know, I butcher descriptions, so bear with me. That was my best. Oh, so I've been keeping her a little quiet, but same here. These three fun looking ones on the left, zoom in on one here, these ones, some more of the Roberts Creek Congo as well. So another shout out to Vision for that, and shout out to the homies who know who they are. Then along the side here, we've got some of the other plants I had pictures of. I believe this is that Tora right there. And then the other two are back in the corner. So these are just all the ones from the New Year's. What do we have next for you? Okay, this is the back end. So just past the table there, we've got some of my mums that are in rotation. I have, after like this run that's going, we're about 3 weeks in. Once this goes through, I'll have flowered, I think, everything that's here. And then I'm just going to go through all my notes and the product I have and see which ones I really like and narrow it down. Because obviously for the small little 10 by 10 flowering space I have, what do we have here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So roughly 30 or 25 phenos or cultivars is far too many to try and have in any sort of feasible way, unless you're just hoarding onto stuff. So I'm going to thin that out to what we like best and what works best for my medical needs. And then incorporate those other ones that are on the table, the other 12 more that we added because we got all excited for New Year's. Because sometimes you gotta just get excited and just pop stuff. And hey, I have so many people that I can just give things away to that really appreciate it. So like as soon as I get a little overwhelmed or have too much, just give them away. And if people want cuts and you don't have time for it, you can just cut the tops off your plant anyways, as if you're going to be doing some manicuring, or underneath, you know, if you're doing your lollipopping or whatever you got to do, throw those into a baggie with just a little bit of some ideally proper pH'd water, non-chlorinated. If you got some optic folia or something that you could give just a little extra in there, perfect. Seal that bag up and just let them come, you know, just give out a bag of, we'll call them slits because they're not rooted, they're nothing, they're just cuts off the plant. Give those out and let them try to do it themselves. If you're not worried about giving your specific cultivar out, I've had great success with that. And it takes, you know, 5 minutes of my time to give someone 50 possible or 100 possible plants to work with. Obviously mind where you're located. We're in Canada, and you know, lots of people here are covered under medical and they can have a lot more plants. So, you know, be smart to be giving out, you know, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, you can share very easily without putting in a lot of work and time or charging or anything, right? Like people can have access to plants. So end of that rant, we've now jumped over into the flower room. This is the back corner. So we've got in the bottom right corner here some Tropicana cookies. Then we've got in the left bottom corner an Enzane in the membrane, I believe number 4, you know, but I can't recall that specifically. And then in the back 2, we've got some black garlics that I'm a really big fan of. That one will probably be making the cut in the end run, the black garlic from Jordan of the Islands out of Vancouver in British Columbia, Canada here. I'm blanking on the back corner there, but it's a plant. It's doing its thing. Over here, I'll have to give a shout out to Johnny B, good old John Burfellow, right here in this bottom right again is the My Little Pony. I believe that's Bubba Chem, and all old school. And you can just see by the leaf structure on some of these. It's just super neat. They got the jagged edges, pretty thin leaf, kind of in the middle, not as thin as could be, but definitely not wide. And it's just got neat build and structure. And this whole bed is a little bit lagging from the rest of the plants. And that's only due to it's a bed, so I have to transplant. The other plants I just bring in. I'm keeping it on 12-12 constantly and not giving it a grace period to acclimate. So they have the stress of the transplant and the stress of the 12-12. So I might implement solely beds to the rest of the room and then maybe switch up the lights a little bit so that the plants can have a week or so of veg since the transplant to kind of acclimate. So here, moving on, this is in the front. We've got a few more Inzane in the membrane. I'm running a few different phenos of those. Ooh, I don't know if I have a better picture of this, but I've got some Nukin bag seed. And anyone knows Nukin or Romulan or Duke Nukem or any of that super specific profile, it's got it from veg plants. Just you stem rub, leaf rub, you're like, holy smoke, that's Nukin. But my goodness, I cannot trust this plant, you know, at all. I can't trust it for an inch. It's just the weirdest growth. It doesn't look like it's herming at all, but it's not happy. A couple of the clones from the same plant are doing better. Oh, sorry, I'll get to that in a second. A couple of the plants are better, but the one back there is just so unhappy and weird. And I know I should throw it out, but I'm just curious to see what it does. And its profile and the crystal build on it is still rocking, like way too much for a seemingly crappy bag seed, but hey, it's fun to run things out, and I'm able to do that myself. So that's what I'm doing. So this is kind of the where the grow's at. We've got the little flowering area. I've got 3x3 bed, this little corner, and that first section I was just showing, and then we do the run through of the veg, which is a little like 20x10 space. But I also made it out and did a little bit of collecting the other day. So if we back up. This is up in the forest where I'm at, which is predominantly like a pine and so on and so forth forest, which is not what you want for your collections of leaf mold soil for the majority. You can have a bit of it, roughly a third, but you generally want leaf mold soil from trees such as this one that clearly have a lot of leaves that fall down. The middle of winter isn't necessarily the best time to collect, but I was just doing it for pretty well research purposes to see how I can and if we can and if it'll be successful. And then also I do need some, so might as well try it instead of waiting. So if we scroll on the bottom, I've already ruffled it up a little bit, which I shouldn't have, but I did that before I was thinking of taking pictures. But it's kind of good I did, because now you can see I pulled the snow back and then I pulled back some of the leaves. So there's obviously about a 4-inch layer of leaves that are lying there that are still intact. They look like leaves. And as you dig through it, they start to get more and more decaying and more decaying. We switch over here. So this is a picture once I just removed the snow, but I didn't dig into the leaves at all or anything. So this is just kind of the layer of snow removed. I suppose when you're removing the snow, it did pull off some of like the larger leaves. So because it does look a little bit like not leaves here, I understand. So this is semi the top of the leaf mold soil area. But when you pull that back and start to dig into it, you can now get to this darker, more rich soil. And I started getting a little dirty here. My phone's brand new, so I had to put it away. So I didn't get any deeper pictures. But the deeper you go, the darker it gets. And then you get to a threshold where you've got this lovely, just dark, essentially like this, but a little bit darker soil that's super soft and easy to work with. And you get to the bottom of it and it'll start to get lighter again. And that's when you want to stop. You only want to have that lovely dark stuff. And you also don't want too much decaying leaves or any of that. So you want to pull it all away. So then you can dig out respectfully, of course. You got to keep in mind where you are, your location, how many people are there, so on and so forth, to respectful foraging. But you can dig out your little portions from your little areas you find. And then once you're done, put everything back, mind the stuff you took out, put the leaves back on top. For me, cover it back up with snow and try and leave it semi as it was before you disturbed it. And then I got, I don't think I have, I believe this is a little video, the last one. I don't have a picture of the soil, so I'll try and get that while Tara is chatting next. I've just got a picture of the bucket with some of the soil I collected to see, and it's exactly what it looks like. But here, there's one more little one, just a little quick video run through. It's not the best quality, but with the new phones, it's coming in better than not. And this is here, right here is that Johnny B, My Little Pony plant, and there's a black garlic in the corner. Happy plants. So that's my little short story long rant of everything that's going on. And I'll see if I can find that one other picture of the bucket with the leaf mold soil in it. And I'm going to be testing that leaf mold soil by making the JMS, the Genome Microbial Solution. seeing on if there's a lot of microbial activity, if it foams up a lot, if it works well, and kind of testing it in the layman ways that I can, which means without having a proper microscope, without having the proper understanding of exactly what's in there at all. We have no idea. We just know that we're sourcing from a healthy area, and we're hoping the darn tootiness that it's going to be a healthy collection. So, be cautious with that, of course. For myself, I am doing all these collections and getting ready to implement for my outdoor setup, but I'm going to also be bringing that eventually and implementing it on the indoor. It's just there's going to be a high level of caution implemented before I do that. So, just keep in mind that this isn't just gung-ho taking stuff outside, throw it into your indoor place and hope for the moon, and then all of a sudden everything, most likely it's not, but things could go wrong. But what do you have, Tara? Your turn. Looked good, that's for sure. Looked like a nice bubble.
Of course, I forgot to unmute myself. So that was the Gorilla Glue bubble that I hit right there, that I hit earlier. I had it all focused. Now it doesn't focus, of course. Well,
of course.
Really?
That's just the way she goes.
Yeah. Well, okay. We'll do it one more time. And we'll pull back right here. All right. Well, whatever. You focused just a minute ago. And now oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Well, camera, I hate you today. So let's go on to the next one because we got more to smoke. I got 7 grams here that I'm supposed to be hitting on, Drake. And I think I'm not even halfway through. We got to hit the next one so I can be halfway through.
I'm on number 5, so.
Okay. I'm on 4.
I had to speed up because I knew I would be ranting, and we were supposed to be going every 7 minutes. I'm pretty sure Constable Kathy is keeping us in check, so.
The next one I grabbed is this apple. Sour apple. It is cold cured. This is a cool one. I like this one because the side of this box actually has the terpenes, the top terpenes on it. I love it. The top terpene profiles. This is a live product, so it has it's very high in terpenes for something. There you go.
Cool.
And it looks amazing. This product looks amazing. Oh my God. I've had some of this. I bought the last one yesterday. I've bought probably all of it. I've had there you go. That one's coming in now. So I'm going to go in on that. That's an amazing product. I'm going to cold start that one. And Drake, what's up next?
I'll see if this will go to the right page. There we go. Okay, so very simple, very basic, a bucket of dirt. And not too much. I source from a couple little spots, so you don't want to take too much because you don't want to screw up what's been working so hard over the last however many years it's been undisturbed. This area, probably 20 more even. It wasn't too far away from a small little service road, but it was just up in the boonies. There's not many houses around there. I mean, I saw some
beautiful
deer prints, and yeah, this is the basic kind of structure of it. There is a bit more actual like leaf matter and decaying matter than I necessarily wanted to grab, but just it being winter and working around it, I was I did my best. But you don't have to worry when it's that small of an amount, right? You just want to make sure you got a bunch of this black, lovely, good stuff. And when you turn these little chunks over, like in this bottom left here, get back to that, in the bottom left here, it's held together, and you can feel just how sticky in a sense it is. It's not like clayey and like chalky or whatever. You can feel it's sticky, and when as soon as it gets on your hand, it starts to warm up. If you've ever held verma compost or just worm bin soil for anyone out there, it's very similar, super black and just rich and very, very, very rich. So dab time. My turn.
Cheers, everyone.
707 headband.
What's up? Welcome, Sammy. Sammy, how you doing, sis? What's up, Lemon? Lemon's jumping in the house. Mr. Moose been here. D, how are you? Jumping in there. Oh, that looks amazing. I think somebody told you to get out the Tropicana because you deserve it.
Oh, does that mean we have Cameron in the chat?
I think someone was hollering at you that you deserve it and get that. Yeah,
Be the only one that would know that information. We'll see, brother. Let me get through these 7 first. Appreciate that.
Hell yeah. All right. Okay, that was good. Okay, so I wanted to just talk about the terpenes a little bit while Drake takes a dab. I'm gonna let him take a dab for a minute. So both of those Kimbo, the Kimbo 33 and the other Kimbo, they really tasted the same. And they're both from the Constellations. So, you know, I would say not much different in whatever they were trying for.
That Kimbo 33 is just Kimbo Pheno number 33 of the same cultivar. So slightly different, but very similar.
Yeah, it really wasn't very different. So I wouldn't call it different. My personal opinion. Yeah, Cameron says yes. Smoke that hash rosin, bro. Welcome, Cameron. How you doing? When are you coming back in here and hanging with us, Cameron? We need you back in here. Come dab with us. If I throw the link out, will you come in here? We should have an open sesh. Who's ready for an open sesh? Anybody want to have an open sesh? I'll throw the link out.
Oh,
if
yeah,
wants to have an open sesh. Yeah. If anybody wants to hang up, well, we can have a live open sesh for the last 15, 20 minutes. Drake, you were going to talk about what else were you? Was there anything else you need to talk about?
I'm always going to talk about something, but you got to catch me on the fly or I'll forget instantly.
Well, I know you had some garden pictures about. Did you go in to talk about the thrips? Like you were still doing a little bit with the thrips. Did you talked about the mini split last time?
No, yeah, we were gonna bring that up. That was all the fucking the turmoil and the my language and the just everything we've done. So
yeah,
most recent improvements in the flower room were mini split so that it could be sealed room, a air sniper, which is a UVC air purification unit that kills 99.9% of bacteria and pathogens and is actually tested and tried and true and has results to show that, used in hospitals and schools, so on and so forth. And then I added in a couple different wall-mounted fans because I had some can fans, like the ventilation fans that I was using for circulation, just ones that were more noisy and less efficient. So I switched those up, got some better circulation. I now have the room. I was kind of emulating that before. I've always tried to have the room working in a centrifugal way, and then having certain fans facing down and certain fans facing up, but still in the same centrifugal motion. I love messing up words. So you make sure it's in the same motion, and then you'll have the room actually circulating properly, not fans fighting each other. And then when you've got a certain area blowing down, certain area blowing up, you're going to be able to mix the room and keep everything pretty even across. So in my 10 by 10 space, I've got 8 of the cheap hygrometers and a pulse monitor that's a bit more accurate, and another nicer monitor that's a bit more accurate. And I'm, within a very fine line of humidity and temperature within the parameters that it's set to. So it doesn't really get outside those very often. I also had all my humidifiers taken out as soon as I got the mini split put in, because obviously the plants are just powerhouses of humidity and moisture. So I had a bit of fun. I switch over. I have 2 70-pint dehumidifiers in the flower room, just for backup. It only needs 1 to do the amount needed. But if it ever doesn't register the bucket or overfills or I forget or something, it's just great to have that second wall of defense. Well, when I'm drying for the first 2 weeks, I take 1 out and I bring it into the drying tent. So I'm down to the 1. So I have to be on my game and the equipment has to work. Well, of course, as soon as that happened, the equipment didn't register the bucket in the first night. So the humidity went up crazy. Like we're talking 90 plus. That happened again within 3 days. And that was from it filling up faster than usual, me being lazy, not checking at the regular time, waiting 2 hours coming in. And then, of course, 3 hours it had to get up to fucking same thing, 90 again. And I believe there was a third incident. It might have just been 2, but I believe that there was a third one. I have it all written down because you got to write down everything, especially the mistakes. And it got up high again. So luckily, it was first week of first week of flower, my apologies. But first time being in the room with that air sniper in there. And on the air sniper, it makes no sense to say, but you'll understand it. Anyway, you can smell the lack of smell. It's like you can tell you're in a room, like it's fucking weird. It's like there's things ready to suck up any smell in there. It's pretty cool. So I had that issue. Then also with the mini split being brand new and really efficient, it's got a really good dehumidification setting. You don't want to run your dehumidifier water back into your res because there's a bacteria that can form in that water that makes people cough all day. So that's, just a little FYI. You can do it, feel free, but just because I know that now, I'm going to go out of my way not to. So I have it run outside into a bucket. It got to negative 25 degrees here in Canada, Celsius. And I was running it into a big brute. I had no idea that it was going to be pumping out damn near 5 gallons of water a day. And it filled up that brute faster than I would ever thought, because I was going to check it once a week. So I thought, so I go out there, happen to check the perfect time. Well, not the perfect time, but perfect for me in a sense. Check right when the bucket had frozen, like the bucket had filled with water. The water had now reached the end of my drip line. The drip line, since it didn't have an open area to flow, froze back up into the wall. I caught it just when that happened. So I went out there with a hairdryer and did the typical thawing until it started leaking again. But that was just another issue that you have to be careful of. If you're going to be running your drain line, you have to either check it all the time or have it preferably in a place that's 100% never going to fill up. It's always going to have either an overfill or it's just draining somewhere that it's constantly draining and good to go. Just one of those things. And it's pretty obvious, but if you don't think about it, it's not obvious till it's too late. So I had those going on. And then, prior, to like this last run before, did have some thrips, and we also noticed spider mite in certain area. Spider mites we've eradicated because those were out of the veg for quite a long time, but we didn't have them fully out of the veg like I thought we did before I put the plants in the flower. And then it was just fighting them with natural defenses once I noticed them. After like the 4th week in flower, roughly, they had enough time, those 4 weeks, for the very few that were there, the minor ones, to actually get a position on a plant. And like when my infested is like, okay, you can see dots on a leaf. If you're seeing dots on a leaf, you're pretty well infested in my world. You want to start acting like the military, not like you got webbed plants and these things are running all over. That's unfortunately pretty well cuttered down in my world. So as soon as you can notice that you have a problem, that's pretty well the worst problem you ever want to have, right? As soon as you can see it, then you can deal with it. And that's kind of natural, like, dealing with an organic living soil or living soilless, technically, because I don't have clay system. That's what you deal with. There's fungus gnats. And if you're taking in clones, or you have a big grow outside and you trim inside right here and your grow's right there because you're lazy and it's cold outside, you're going to run yourself into these issues. But if you're prepared for them and you know they're coming, it's not if, it's when, and you can have all your defenses ready, and things like making your own pesticide for super cheap with Jerusalem artichokes, sunchokes, and just, there's a lot of really easy things we're going to be doing. And once we're able to do it with some level of confidence, we'll repeat that to you guys so we can teach everyone to do it. And that's where we're at with that. So what do you think?
Awesome. This is just, I wanted to bring out here, this is what I was talking about. I took, these are my plants that I planted on New Year's. I'm not growing these. I'm not planning on growing these out in my garden. These are test plants. I've been playing around with, this is a breed that I bred kind of by accident. So this is just a kind of a test plant. I've been playing around with different things and how to use it and how to grow. I'm going to probably be giving these plants away, hopefully, to people here in Washington State. If there's someone local, reach out to me, because I'd love to give you some plants if you have a medical card, because, that's how it's legal. So what I did, these were plants that we planted at New Year's. We had a planting party. You guys can all go back and watch that. And this is some of the tallest ones. And let's see, let's grab the shortest. This is the shortest one, I'd say, right here. So that's what I got from New Year's. Eating leaves. Put them in these 1 gallons. And I think they look amazing. I'm super happy with how they're looking. I think I've got basically 2 structures, big and small.
They're roughly twice the size of the ones that I had, because I didn't transplant them for the extra 2 weeks after yourself. And that's the difference of what just root, letting your plants get root bound and letting them not just constantly. So
go ahead, Drake. Yes, I got to grab those plants. I'm glad you said that. There's another one.
Yeah. And just not letting them constantly grow into the size space that they so would like. You don't really want them to ever start circling and getting around there. You want it to be so it's.
Yeah, I want to bring this up. This is a plant. This is what I had them in before I transplanted them in the one plant. And this is the difference. Same. These are all planted on the same day, treated the same way.
And is that roots coming out the bottom of that one?
Those are roots. Those are roots.
Okay, so that's another thing too. With that way that Tara's doing it there specifically, the plants even have a little bit better of chance because, as you can see, instead of completely getting bound, some of the roots are even strong enough to force their way through it. So,
but
so
see
that's
the
a
difference?
pretty cool.
Look at when you step up the plant size. Look at how the same day, you guys. So big difference when you keep them in small pots. They don't like it.
And then environment comes next too. You can really tell the plants that have been somewhere like in veg, they're wanting 70 plus humidity, and depending what you're growing with light wise, they're going to want around 79, 78 to 82 degrees. And if you can key in on that and then have proper CO2 on top of that, it's insane. And I think it's has a lot to do with why a lot of I don't want to get into that too much, but soil grown plants can grow very vigorously as well. It's definitely possible. It's just hard to get all the parameters perfect. So once you can set up all your parameters and have them within a fine line of error, then you're going to be doing really well. And that's what I'm trying to get to now. And we're getting closer, and it's really cool to see the differences. And we're playing around, and hopefully we'll just keep showing it as it happens.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I've been super happy with my plants. I am going to throw the link out in chat if anybody would like to jump on, and if you would like to share your grow or show your grow or talk about anything you've got going on. I'm going to copy the link right now, and I'm going to throw it out in chat. Here we go. We'll see who wants to jump on. We are live, so just so you know. And then we're going to jump off here in a little bit after I got 3 more dabs left to take. So if you want to come on and jump on and take some more dabs with me, I promise I do 7 dabs. So I got 3 more getting ready to do the next one. So come on in if you want to hang out with us.
I feel like you've done more dabs than that, have you not?
No, I really haven't. I grabbed the Cryptic Matrix Party. This is also by Pacific Northwest Roots. Let's show that one here. If you can get the THC content. I don't know what it's going to show. I should have taken pictures. I'll take pictures next time, but I didn't want to pull them out and open them because I was cracking them open with you all right here. There you go. Pacific Northwest Roots. That's Kaya's again. Oh, let's just see what it looks like. Here we go. This stuff is going to look. Now I'm going to cold start this because it's bubble hash. Bubble hash is very easy to freaking burn or scorch or torch or however you want to call it. Let's see if we can get it. You know what? I need more light. That's probably why it's not doing it. Okay, let's see. There we go. More light. That's what it needed.
Ooh, there's nice.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, it is just beautiful looking. Beautiful. Beautiful. Drop. Who we got coming in? We got D joining us. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, welcome.
Good old D.
Let's get D in the house. Let's puff tough this morning. And I want to take a little microdose. I'm refilling my coffee and we'll jump on in a minute. Awesome. Lemon Hopo's going to jump on here with us in a minute.
Oh, wicked.
We'll have a nice little morning sesh here, a Saturday morning.
I'm going to have to go get that hash rosin.
Yeah, go get it. Go get that hash rosin.
I got one more dab and I'm on number 7.
Okay, well, I'm going in on this one. I got my torch over here. There we go. Oh, Kathy's going to jump in. Oh, and D is showing his grow. Go ahead. Spotlight that, Drake. Awesome. Awesome.
I'm trying.
You got it?
Perfect.
Cool.
There, we got you spotlighted, D.
Right on. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon where you live. I'm just going to show my garden off real quick.
Awesome, D. Thanks for coming in. Welcome. What do you got?
Got some Morganas from Fumador and the Flavors. Mr. Fumi. Big BC Big Bud. Watermelon, strawberry cough. And I got some little plants there. Babies. Oh, and I got some, I don't know if anybody knows Aussie CC from Australia. He's on Fumador and the Flavors.
Yes, I met him. Yeah.
Yeah, he did his wheel thing, and I won some seeds, so I got some pink death bubba from Australia that he grew out.
Awesome.
And then of course right here, I got some strawberry plants that Mrs. D's actually. This is her project. So
Oh,
this is
beautiful.
got going.
Well, maybe one day we'll have to have Mrs. Dion with you to come talk about it if she's ever down.
You never know. You never know. Cheers.
You never know.
You never know. Well, cheers. Let's take some dabs with D. Dabs with D. I like it. Dabs
And Constable
with
Kathy,
D.
the dab chief, is in here. Hey,
Oh,
Kathy,
that's
thanks for
Kathy's
holding it
joining
down.
us. Yes, remove. There we go. Let's get Kathy in
Thanks,
here.
everybody.
Kathy, welcome. What are you dabbing on today, Kathy?
This one
You had
is-
some of that amazing Gorilla Glue. You guys, Kathy had that great Gorilla Glue that I was dabbing on earlier. What did you think of that Gorilla Glue, Kathy?
Oh, it was delicious. It was delicious. I'm
Yeah.
grateful to have found that somehow on my doorstep.
And then there's another, that Granella Funk is another one too. That's really amazing.
Yeah,
you
that was
have, too.
that's what I was just about to go in on. Only my hand grabbed sour tangy instead. So
Well, do it. Do it.
Sour
Oh,
tangy it is.
awesome. Dab it up. Welcome everybody who's jumping in here. I think we got Lemon Hoko coming in here next. Lobster, how are you? Puffin. We got Stony Baker. He says he's downloading Zoom right now. He's going to jump on. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, look, we even got a little guy in here. Look at that.
oh, how cute.
Oh, what's D? What's the name?
That's Bella.
Bella. How sweet.
Oh, she's so cute.
Oh, this was the nutrients. It's Radiant Green by Dragonfly, by the way. They sent me some jars of nutrients. That's what I've been feeding the ladies. Someone asked that earlier. I want to make sure I let you know. And
That's an
I'm getting
awesome
ready to line
blend.
up.
Super.
And Drake glitched out on us again. There he is. You're
At least
back.
I can see it sometimes, so I can stop my tangents without talking to nobody. I can see that you paused first, so yeah, just saying it's rich in lots of lovely microbes, and in the Radiant Green, it's got a few more of the nitrogen fixing bacteria and so on and so forth that you would like to have happen in your vegetative states.
Awesome.
Cheers,
Thanks
Lemon.
for that. Lemon, welcome to the panel. How are you this morning?
Howdy, Tara. Long time no see. Drake.
I know.
Kathy,
How you been?
Lee.
Hey,
Been
Lemon.
busy. I had a couple drops going and packing seeds, and actually busier than I thought. Went and visited Kaya for a day, or it was a short visit, but it was really nice.
That's
It's just been really busy because the snowfall. Well, you guys are kind of involved with the snowfall too, right, Tara? Were you guys caught pretty bad? We had about 1.5 feet here, so it shut down electricity for a little while. Hope everybody's staying safe.
Yeah, we had that cold spell really come in. It was crazy.
See a lot of familiar names in chat. So cool to jump in and see all these familiar names every time I jump in.
Yeah, Stony just jumped on.
Ooh, we got Stony. We're popping Stony's cherry. He's never Zoomed before, apparently. He's just downloading it for his first time.
About 1.5 feet here, so it shut down electricity for a little while.
Whoops, somebody's got Stony must have
Yeah.
the
Stony,
gotta
you
mute
were
background.
unmuted. There's a little button
Yeah.
on the bottom left. We were able to mute you too, so no problem. And you got it. You clearly got her. So nice to see you.
Stony.
Oh, look at that
Welcome.
lovely plant.
Ooh, we got Stony.
Tara,
Stony's cherry.
Cheers, Tony.
Stony, mute the YouTube video in your background. Mute the YouTube. Whoops, somebody's got Stony.
You
Mute.
were unmuted.
Mute the YouTube. Mute the YouTube behind you.
Got it. You clearly got her. So nice to see you.
Does he still have it on? Somebody has the YouTube video playing behind him. Is it you, Stony? You got to mute that first or pause it.
Sony's muted.
No, we're waiting for him to get set up. It's okay.
you won't unmute me.
Does he still have it on?
Is that?
No. Okay, wait.
No, he's
Stoney.
good now. He's good now, Tara.
How come I can hear it?
No comment.
What? Go ahead. Give it 30 seconds. You'll be able to hear it. I'm hearing it faster than you are. You're. Go ahead. Turn it on.
I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, I don't hear anybody
Oh, okay.
except for Tara and Drake talking.
Okay, wait.
No, he's
Stoney.
good now. He's good now, Tara.
How come I can hear it?
Cheers.
Cheers, Stoney. So sorry you got muted again. If you can hear us, we can hear your YouTube video that you have in the background on your browser playing. So if you can hear us, you have to go. Yeah, you have to go to your YouTube and pause that. And that's the only reason we're muting you if you're confused. And everyone else out there in chat. But it is easy to sneak in dabs while we're doing this. So no biggie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see? And look, and I imagine he's on the page now. So we're all rocking.
So Tony's like, God, she keeps muting me. Every time I go unmute, she's muting me. This is what happens when you do live shit. You never know what's going to happen. Cheers, everybody. Oh my God, you're killing me. You're hilarious.
Oh, this is a hot dab. Uh-oh.
Try it again, Stoney. Did you get it? He's figuring it out. Welcome. How are you doing, CBC voter out there? Bugs, how are you? Cheers to you too. I need to clean this out and I'm on to the next one. Okay, so I have blueberry or platinum OG left. Which one should I hit, you guys? Whoever says the first one. Blueberry or platinum OG?
Blueberry, yeah.
Blueberry.
Okay, blueberry. We're going blueberry.
Oh, I just went too big. I had to double down. That was a big ass dab. It was going to be too hot and Chaz my banger. I couldn't have that.
Stoney says I'm speechless.
Hey, D, has anybody ever told you that you look like Dale Earnhardt Sr.? You look just like the racer, man, except for if he had a hippie version.
He's on girls. That guy.
Oh, man, you broke up. I didn't hear hardly any of it.
No, no one has.
Do you know who he is? He's a NASCAR racer. Well, he's passed away, but he was a famous NASCAR racer.
Yeah. Not big on racing, but yeah, I do know who he is.
Oh, epic, man. That's what you remind me of. It's like, oh, there's Dale Earnhardt again.
So what's everybody hitting on today? Stoney, I want to get a cut of that super lemon haze
No,
from
no
you.
one has.
Do you know who he is? He's a NASCAR racer. Well, he's passed away, but he was a famous NASCAR
See,
racer.
Stoney,
Yeah,
I can still hear video
not big on
behind you.
racing, but yeah, I do know who he is.
Oh, epic,
Can I
man.
hear it?
That's what you remind me of. It's like, oh, there's Dale Earnhardt again.
Maybe turn your volume
Stoney, I
down.
wanna
Is
get a
it,
cut of
is
that
it like,
No,
is it like 30 seconds behind or your volume? Turn your volume down, maybe. I don't know what else it is. Are you screen? No, it wouldn't be that. I don't know. It's like,
Oh, epic, man. That's what you remind me of. It's like, oh, there's
No.
Dale Earnhardt.
we're still getting feedback from you, Stoney. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room and give you a minute to figure
Yeah,
that out. We'll give it, yeah.
I would just have him close down the YouTube browser. That'd probably make it all easier if he just closed it down and just was involved with the chat here.
Well, I thought that's kind of what Drake explained. So I'm just gonna sit. It helps if you go over there and you figure out who's talking because he might be hearing all this conversation. And he might be having it play through something. He can't even hear it. I don't know. But we'll give him a minute. But hey, what the heck? He's still playing something. Yeah, exactly. He is. Maybe it's on his phone. Oh, maybe it is on his phone. Is his phone playing too? Maybe that's it. And he's listening to it on his phone. Okay, let's try it. We'll try it. We'll try and have him back. Let's see. Where'd he go? He left. Stoney, come back. Try it on your phone. He's like, I'm out of here. Can't figure this shit out. Okay, going in. What am I going in on? Blueberry. You said I'd go in on blueberry. Blueberry. We're going in on blueberry. Okay, blueberry. So this is the blueberry. It's also a Constellations. Oh, it's not going to show you what the THC content is. Is it? I don't want to read that small print. Well, anyways. There we go. Lemon, what are you smoking today?
Some triple D flower. That's the Chem D from Bodie's cut, crossed to the Chem double D BX2. And I'm just trying to find the right pheno that I want to keep. I got all the moms re-vegging right now, and as soon as I figure out which one I want to keep, I'll kill off the excess. Or whoever is local and wants to pick them up, you're welcome to them.
There you go. I know, huh? I mean, there should be plenty of people out there local that need plants because you can't buy them in our market. They've created a black market for those medical patients out there.
And I'm serious because these are like mothers re-vegging and stuff, and it doesn't mean that they're not good. It's just not to my liking. I got 6 mothers that I'm picking out from, so there's going to be 4 of them that are going to be awesome. I'm in right outside of Tacoma and Graham, so if you're in the area and you want to pick some of them up in about 2 or 3 weeks when I'm done with my my testing phase, you're more than welcome to it. It's a good season to put them outdoors and get some growth out of them too before they flower.
Heck yeah, that'd be awesome. Definitely.
So you guys are welcome to it.
This has some stink. What is that, blueberry? It's got some stink. I don't smell any blueberry there. Sorry, no blueberry.
Maybe you'll get a taste of blueberry.
I smell no blueberry.
Hey Bugs, I'm working on some seeds. So if you're too far away, I'm planning on making some seeds for drop, at least for testing here in the next couple of months. So, and then for retail drop, probably next fall, somewhere in there.
Cool.
Okay, here we go.
Sungrown. Hey Sungrown, how you doing, buddy?
Looking good, Kathy.
It's a little cotton candy flower rosin I pressed the other day.
Kathy's been a pressing machine, hasn't she?
She has.
Miss Preston girl up there. Kathy has a 10-ton press, you all. A 10-ton press. This woman is operated. She didn't even go to a hair straightener. She didn't even use a hair straightener. She skipped the hair straightener and went straight to the 10-ton press. Who does that?
You guys are the best source for what I'm looking for. I'm looking to buy a press between $600 and $1,000. The best one for
$600.
Yeah, it's
That's
somewhere
what I
around
spent on mine.
$1,000. And if you guys can throw some good quality names out there, I'll do the research. I just need like 3 or 4 sources to research and ship it. Yeah, I'm looking to buy a press.
I mean, my press that cost about $600 Canadian, $700 Canadian, our press, I should say, is like a Princess Auto Canadian Tire. You know, you're in the States, obviously, not Canadian Tire, but Princess Auto or whatever, like run-of-the-mill, large-scale place that sells all the drills and all that kind of stuff, so on. So we're able to buy a 10-ton press there on sale for generally around $200 and some on sale, or maybe even I think it was around there. I think mid 200 is what we got it for on sale for the 10-ton.
Harbor Freight.
The low temp plates. And we got some low temp plates for it, put it together, and that's been working well. I would advise getting caged plates to get plates, but we can definitely talk after this as well some more and just kind of spitball what's out there. There's obviously very expensive ones that work really good, and there's things like the Canna clamp that are great for traveling for, you know, $250, which is just a small setup, only 600 pounds of pressure, but it works good enough to do stuff. And if you're out there checking, you know, if you're sourcing medicine that you need for yourself and you want to check the material, if it squishes, you can do it on the fly. So that's kind of cool too.
See, it's not just for me, but I'm sure there's a lot of other people that have the same kind of questions, because I'm getting into the rosin stuff, and and I'd like to get a good quality press, if, you know, something that's not going to break down on me when I start doing things. Dab press. Okay. I'm writing you everything down, you guys, in chat. So that's, thanks.
Appreciate that, chat.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm very, very cautious with throw. Oh, go ahead, B.
I was just gonna say, don't buy the one at Walmart. It looks like crap. You can buy presses at Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah, the cost will definitely come into play. If it's super, super cheap, there's probably a reason for it. I'm cautious throwing brands out with anything. If I haven't used it a whole bunch, I'm testy with throwing names out. But that's why, like, we went with the shop press and the low temp plates. I know low temp plates themselves sell units that are fully made. So even that website, lowtemplates.com, they have a lot to show, and I've heard a lot of good reviews about them. We like their plates. I've been forgetful and left the press on for long periods of time before. Like, we're talking hours, not days on end, hours on end type thing. And I haven't had the gaskets blow out. I've been lucky with that. We've had other people that haven't been so lucky with the same thing. So you always want to only have it turned on when you're using like, if you buy one in this sense, like a from the store press, 10-ton press, apologies for stuttering around. You always want to take your plates off when you're done using it, and then heat them up without being on, I think, is one of the things. Is that something you do? You heat them up and then you clamp it down. And Kathy, do you want to touch?
As soon as I'm ready to go, then I attach everything. Because what I found was that on my first ram, the seals leaked. So all of a sudden there was just no oil that was in there. So I had to replace the ram, and then
the reason for that is the seals. Teflon
right.
Seals are made for high pressure and high temperature.
Yeah.
And if
I
your
haven't had any
seals
problem
are
with
not
these.
Teflon, you can be careful with it leaking, like Kathy had. And if you leave it
don't leave
on,
it attached. If it's
that's exactly what we're learning. Yeah.
Just attach it, put it a couple of centimeters, a little bit up, so it's not getting direct heat, and you'll be fine with it.
Don't warm
learned
your
the hard way.
plates. Yeah, don't warm your plates while they're hooked up to the attachment. That's why I ordered the whole cage and the plate, because then it's not attached at all, and it just goes down and it lets back up. But that I ordered too big of a plate. I really believe that I went too big. So now I'm like back to going, well, now I got to figure out what to go a little smaller. So, but there's a happy medium in there between too big and too small, and stuffing small bags. So it depends on how wide of the hole you want it to be to where you stuff it. So it's really, there's like a happy medium in there somewhere.
Let me say, this is really good content. I mean, I'm learning a lot from you guys. And, if I am, I'm sure a lot of other people that are watching or going to watch this video will learn. This is so good, because I'm learning a lot from the chat too. They're putting a lot of input in from the chat.
And the pre-presses, I don't know very many people that use pre-presses. So don't spend your money on a pre-press.
I've never used it. My son's used it.
Unless you're going to pre-press and use it no bags. Pre-presses are for when you don't use bags. Drake, do you pre-press?
That is a good tip. I do pre-press for consistency, but it depends, because just being in a hurry or not reading things properly, which I encourage people do not do, read things properly, don't be in a hurry. I've got myself with 4-inch by 2.5-inch bags for my 4x2-inch little dab press. So in cases like that, I'm not just going to not use the bags. So I use the patented wooden spoon tech and jam in little, I break down the buds. I don't grind it ever, but I break them down into, half the size of my fingernail if I'm really going to put time in, or the size of my fucking fingernail if I'm being a little lazier, popcorn size. Get them in there. You want to jam it consistently if you're doing that. So ideally you could get something that fits inside your bags, like in a circle, a cylindrical, whatever you have, some sort of item, the end of some sort of thing that fits in there perfectly, and use that. The wooden spoons don't fit perfectly, but you can still do the same thing. You can hold the bag, jam it in there, add more in, jam it in there. In the 2-inch by 4-inch bags, I roughly put in 18 to 20 grams usually. Leaves enough room to fold over the flap and have it so that it's not going to pop back over, because when you're doing your press, you really want to make sure that you get the flap folded over and you have it kind of snug and tight, and you don't have any excess packing or excess of the little bag. there, because any access to the bag is just going to absorb oil. It's going to be harder for it to get squished out. So that's another route you kind of want to go.
Awesome. So I'm up on the last dab. I've got this platinum OG that I'm going to go in on next as soon as I clean this banger out. And I'm going to say we're going to call it a good show. I enjoyed the conversation with everybody. It was awesome. Everybody hanging out today, getting to see everybody in chat. I love hanging out with y'all. We'll be back again next Saturday, by the way. We're going to be hanging out with Schwammer. So I'm super excited to be hanging out with him. We're going to be talking about his grow going on in California. I got to meet him when I hung out with Dragonfly Earth Medicine at the Hive. It was beautiful. Drake, what are you going in? Or did you get that Tropicana? Let's look at that. Hold on, let me spotlight that. What do we got? What do we got, Drake? You're muted.
If it'll key in here. There we go. Yeah, so Tropicana cookies, some hash rosin, bust it open. I've been waiting eagerly the last 10 minutes for it to acclimate to the temperature. There's another thing, if you're storing all your concentrates in the fridge, you want to be careful not to open the lids right away. If they've got a film around the outside of it, most likely the temperature differentiation, I'm going to fuck up the word no matter what. Whatever it is, sometimes you'll pull moisture in. Now, we don't find that all the time, but especially if you've got a bigger jar of something and you want to, or it's like your prized jar, it just makes sense to let it get to the same temperature first before opening it so you don't have any issues there. But yeah, this one had a little bit of a seal, a little seal snap when it opened. The Turks had built some pressure up in there, so that's always cool because it's only 1 gram. So ridiculous nose. It's that Trop cookies that everyone talks about. It's the same profile, that grapefruit, that citrus, that super loud. Even if you go too hot, it just overpowers your palate with citrus. It's crazy. So I cleaned the rig for this one.
Okay. Woo! Just having a hot flash. It sucks to do a dab when you're having a hot flash. It's not fun. All right. He says, looks nice and terpy. Yes, it does. That looks amazing, Drake. And I've almost got this banger cleaned out. Who else is going in on a dab or a final hit? Who's smoking flower? Who's smoking flower out there? Anybody? Do we have any joint? Well, we got Lemon, of course, smoking flower. Who else we got out there smoking flowers? And anybody in chat smoking flower today? Dabbing, what you got? And don't forget, we'll be back again next Saturday, y'all. And hit that bell so you get the reminder.
Made my mouth water.
Did it?
Just, oh, it's so loud. Yeah, and it's so citrus.
Awesome.
I really like citrus too, right? So it's just one of those things where it's like thinking about it can make my mouth water. So as soon as like all those terpenes just get saturated in your palate, it just, yeah, my mouth is like drenched right now. I had to swallow.
That's awesome. Okay, here, let's platinum OG. Let's see.
Hey, thanks
What,
for
Lemon?
thanks for the invite, the impromptu get together. It was fun, and all the good information in chat. It was great seeing Sungrown. I mean, there's so many people. I Mr. Magoo. I mean, they're all familiar names, and it's so cool to see everybody keeping with the community here. Thanks for what you're doing here, Tara. It's really helpful.
And thank you, Lemon, too. Why don't you tell everybody how they get a hold of you and about your Discord channel as well?
Yeah, Discord channel is it's growing. We're up about 1,000 people in our community. I invite anybody that wants to join and learn about different aspects of growing, and we cover almost everything there. The best way to get on is to just send me a DM through Instagram. I mean, everybody knows my Instagram page, so just send me it's lemonhucko.genetics, and I'll walk you through it. It's really easy.
Awesome. Kathy, how does everybody find you?
I'm on Instagram under Kathy M and Sabrina C. You can find me there. I'm also on Cannabis under Kathy M. I've been doing some interesting stuff with some grow that I'm doing right now. We've changed over to cocoa for the first time, so that's kind of fun. So follow that journey with me.
Excited to follow along. You're always up to something cool, and it's very inspiring to watch. I love it, Kathy.
It was a lot of fun. I think that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, we see that end product. We know what keeps you going.
Well, I
What about
do
you, Dee?
enjoy my flower rosin.
Yeah, that's okay. It's got a place. It has got a place.
Well, cheers, everybody. Here's the last dab. And Dee, how does everybody find you?
Thanks for having me today, the invite Tara and Drake. I love the shirt, by the way, Drake. Arius or whatever, sick. You can find me on Instagram at DZombie. You can also find me on Fumador and the Flavors channel. Saturday, which is today, we have a show at 8 o'clock Portland time, and 11 o'clock it's Eastern Standard Time. And you can also find me on Mondays and Tuesdays on the same channel, Fumador and the Flavors. Cheers, everybody.
Wicked. Cheers,
Cheers.
Dee, and shout out for Fumi.
Yes, shout out. That's always awesome. It's always cool to be able to come in at evening and take a few dabs and see Fumi going live and bringing the community together. Because that's what it's about. It's about bringing the community together and connecting as a community, whether you agree with somehow how we are. I was thinking about this the other day. Final note. You know, I feel like sometimes we take this grow style like it's a religion. And it's like, oh, well, you grow organically, or oh, you grow salts. Well, isn't it just all about growing this amazing plant and coming together as people and uniting to be able to grow the best cultivars and bring the best terps and the best flavors out there to everybody worldwide? And so I feel like with that being said, we need to just go support every cannabis channel out there. If you don't agree with them, just don't watch. It's okay. You don't have to support them. But hit that thumbs up if you're there. Get the share out. Help everybody get the news out and get this cannabis community growing and pumping. And I love you all. Thank you all for being here. And you can go follow Drake. He's over on Facebook. Drake, how do they find you on Facebook?
Facebook, Drake Cossack, and Instagram, Drake KO4. And same thing, you got any questions or anything, feel free to reach out and come hop on with us, show your grow, come learn about all the fun things we're doing, and everyone is welcome. We can all just make little steps in the right direction, and that's all we can do, and that'll make the world a much better place.
Thanks, Drake. And always peace and love, and thank you all for being here. We'll see you again next Saturday.